Welcome back to the Fire Emblem 4 playthrough for the start of the first proper chapter in the game, where we enter the Kingdom of Verdane for a bit of payback as to what they did in the last chapter. And you've just got a bit of story information about Verdane here. And I'm pretty sure the origin of the name is French, but anyway, so the basic premise of this chapter is Sigurd has to get in, rescue Verdane, and cause as little disturbance as possible. But that's easier said than done, considering that he's going up against King Ditto and his 3 sons, who, one of them you'll probably recognise. Yeah, we're finally gonna get revenge on that guy for kidnapping Verdane, but that's not going to come till a little bit later. It doesn't seem like it at this point, but this chapter is really where the real storyline of the game is going to start to unfold. There's one event that happens a little later on that's really significant and basically sets in motion all the events for the rest of the game, but for the moment we now have introduction of this guy, who you'll find out who he is in just a moment. Though some of you might guess. Yes, this is dosen't, the other one of Sigurd's friends that he mentioned in the conversation with Cuan back in the prologue. And dosen't is basically one of the lords of the Kingdom of Augustria. And as he says here, Augustria's having a bit of tension and some of the lords are a bit power hungry, so that's going to come into play a bit later, but for the moment, really we're just going to be dealing with Verdane. Generic enemy bandit theme. Now here's something interesting. Of course, from the premise of this, you're probably going to guess that Ira, the black-haired sword fighter here, is going to join your army, but getting her is actually quite difficult. I'll explain that when we get there. It can be quite annoying, and a lot of new players miss getting her, which is a shame because she's actually probably yeah, I'm going to say it, the best sword user in the first part, well, aside from Sigurd. And at this point, you don't really know who Shannon is or his relation with Ira, but you'll find out that a bit later. So, of course, the first thing you've got to deal with in this chapter is an attempt by Kinboyce, the first son, to recapture Evan's castle. Just a bunch of slightly stronger generic enemies. But first, we're going to have to do some preparations. Now, this is where the main castle system is introduced. Now, it works in a similar way to the base system in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, so I'll basically talk you through it here. Now, firstly, when you select a character, you have several different options. I'll go through the rest later, but for now, let's go to the town. The town is the one you'll be using the most. Now, there are 6 different options here. At the moment, we'll concentrate on the arena. Now, the arena is one of the most significant differences between this and the other games. As you might know, in the other Fire Emblem games, if a character dies in the arena, they're dead, and you lose them. But in this game, characters actually don't die in the arena, so they only get reduced to 1 HP, which means that it's actually highly recommended you use the arena with every character before each chapter. Well, at least as much as they can handle, because you really need the experience, and it's your main way to get gold. Also, a little Easter egg here, some of you might recognise this theme from Shadow Dragon. Actually, technically Mister of the Emblem, but of course it was obviously used in Shadow Dragon as well. It was also in Brawl, this theme. Right, anyway, I think it's time to start the arena with Sigurd. Now, of course, this first guy is a level 1 axe user, so, of course, he stands absolutely no chance at all against Sigurd. Actually, pretty much all your characters can beat him without much of a problem. You really need to judge what your characters can handle, though, because even though they can't die in the arena, you don't want significant people reduced to 1 HP before a major battle. And even though this guy's a mage, and Sigurd doesn't have that good resistance, yeah, he's going down anyway. Yeah, as I said before, arena is extremely important for gaining experience. You really do need to use it as much as you possibly can. Also, there are only 7 battles in the arena per character, so it's not actually possible to beat sheep and arena reviews and get an infinite amount of experience. So, there you go, another reason why you shouldn't feel bad for using the arena. So, as if it hasn't become apparent to you, use the arena. Now, this guy's actually a bit of a problem for most characters, but not for Sigurd. Yeah, Sigurd can pretty much handle this whole arena. Also, this guy's an axe armor, just a random thing I'm going to mention here. The armoured classes in this game were split up according to weapons, so you just got like sword, axe, and lance armours. And that was reintroduced in Radiant Dawn as well, so... And that was a very good level up. Alright, now this person is actually really, really annoying, and most characters just get slaughtered by this guy. Admittedly, Sigurd got really, really lucky there. But, yeah. And now it's time for the last opponent. General with a... I'm pretty sure that's a steel blade, not a steel sword. Of course, it's not really that accurate. Good thing is Great Shield skill didn't activate there, but yeah, all generals have the Great Shield skill, which anyone who's played Sacred Stones will know. It basically just makes one enemy attack useless. And now, another reason why gold is extremely important in this game. Remember how I told you don't need to worry about weapon durability? Well, see, this is the repair shop, and you can spend gold to fully repair one of your weapons, which means that, yeah, you really don't need to worry about weapon durability. Now, this is the pawn shop. I'll explain more about this a little bit later, but basically what you do here is you can sell items to this shop, and any other character can buy them. This is actually the only way to trade items between characters in this game, so another reason to get lots of gold and use the arena. There's also just a random shop as well.